32 new kids on the ice for me and you.
Buy a ticket, we shoot see scores, we give away, so tell us more.
Play-by-play's a whole new game. Forget the play, just learn the names. Makarov, McGillney, Sadokowitz. The announcer's hurt, he sprained his lip.
5, 6, 7, 8, we love this game, so how's the game?
Expansion's coming, such a thrill. Look for someone with 50 mil. See how mad Don Cherry gets? That plane's filled with Soviets. The border's gone, we'll buy your best. The Smythe Division's now Moscow West. When he's got his point to flog, Don turns blue just like his dog.
1, 2, 3, 4, we should have done this count before.
Skirko, Fetisov, Stankovic, turning cuff, Golden Bread, Soviet, the flames a lot, you lost that bet. Not caught up yet, reset your clock. There are new kids on the ice. Most teams are equal. To add some spice, the Leafs are back. Their pennants too. Tonight we'll celebrate excellence and everything that's new. And that's a wrap.
Live from the Metro Toronto Convention Center, it's the 1990 NHL Awards, a celebration of excellence. Starring Terry Austin, Phil Esposito, Tony Esposito, Mary Fran, Geraldine Heaney, Mark Hebsey, Harry Howell, Bobby Ho, Tommy Ivan, Rebecca Jenkins, Rick Middleton, Stan Makita, Michael Onkeen, Craig Ramsey, Derek Sanderson, Bob Sobey, Sonia Smits, Alan Thicke, and Brian Trottier, with appearances by Dale Howard-Chuck, Brett Hull, Gary Lehman, Mike Liut, Jerry Meehan, Rob Ramage, and Larry Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, your host for the 1990 NHL Awards, Alex Trebek.
Thank you. Merci, mesdames et messieurs. Bonsoir et bienvenue à notre célébration du hockey. Welcome to this celebration of hockey excellence. And for our newest Soviet stars, Dobry вечер и приветствуем Александр, Сергей, Николай. Что вы думаете о наших народах? Хорошо, но хорошо. Хорошо? Good. Just wait till next year when they go capitalist and he has to pay taxes in 2 countries. All right, on to more pleasant subjects. I am, of course, happy to be back home in Canada while it still is Canada. And I hope that a year from now I'll be able to say the same thing. You know, for a kid who grew up in Sudbury idolizing hockey players, it's such a big thrill for me to be here in Toronto now, to be able to rub shoulders with the hockey stars of today and the movers and shakers of hockey behind the scenes. This has been, as you know, a great season for hockey, a season of change and excitement. There are many new names. As a matter of fact, there are more new names among the nominees tonight than ever before, and that's great for the sport. The influx of Soviet stars has been a thrilling one to watch. As a matter of fact, the NHL is thinking of adding a new division next year. It'll be the Adams, the Smythe, the Norris, and the Boris. Is Sergei laughing? Before we celebrate our regular season excellence by presenting the awards to tonight's recipients, I want to send out congratulations to all of the players who made this season's playoffs so exciting. And special congratulations, of course, to the Boston Bruins and the Edmonton Oilers. They were terrific. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's going on here? You can't even say their names anymore without this happening. Come on, fellows, let there be light, please. Thank you. You know, that's... Come on, it's happened twice. You know, that skating number I did at the opening of the show was really quite a workout for me, and you people here are not so naive as to think that I did it all by myself. Actually, I had some help. There was a very talented cameraman working with me. And I also had the services of one of Canada's best skaters. Ladies and gentlemen, my skating double, Brian Orser. Thank you, Alex. Thank you for making me look so good. Brian Orser. I wish I could get rid of my gray hair that easily, but I got mine the old-fashioned way. Age. You know, during the Stanley Cup Finals, Hockey Night in Canada conducted fan polls on 4 of tonight's awards. And as we progress through the evening, we will remind you of your fan favorites. Right now, we're going to give you a look at the results in the Vezina fan poll, and I'll be back with you in just a few moments. Thank you all very much.
We'll be right back to reveal this year's Vezina Trophy winner on the NHL Awards, a celebration of excellence. The 1990 NHL Awards, brought to you by Molson Canadian. What beer's all about. Coca-Cola Classic. Can't beat the real thing. Esso and Imperial Oil. You're on your way with Esso. Chrysler Canada. Changing the landscape. By the people who also brought you Freedom 55, London Light, Air Canada, the airline that goes above and beyond. And by the revolutionary Gillette sensor. Gillette, it will change the way you shave forever.
This is quick change artist Alex Trebek welcoming you all back to the Metro Toronto Convention Center. You know, to many people, the idea of standing in front of an Al McInnes or Brett Hull slapshot ranks right up there with cordless bungee jumping as a career. But to those who excelled between the posts, the general managers award the Vezina Trophy. One of tonight's presenters won the Vezina twice. Tony Esposito was the best goalie and the best rookie in 1970. He's a 5-time All-Star who posted a 2.92 goals against average in his career. Rebecca Jenkins is a versatile performer who won the Best Actress Genie this year for her role in Bye Bye Blues. Please greet a member of hockey's Hall of Fame and an award-winning actress, Tony O and Rebecca Jenkins.
Hi, Tony.
Hi.
Tony, over the years, you've faced some great shooters. Bobby Hull, your brother Phil, Mike Bossy. What was your most dangerous moment in hockey?
Agreeing to become a general manager.
And what was the hardest part in that?
They wouldn't let me wear my face mask to the office. Here, now here with his views of this season's best goalies is the first Toronto Maple Leaf since Rick Vaive to score 50 goals in a single season. Here is Gary Lehman.
There's a past winner and 2 first-time nominees in this year's running for the Vezina Trophy. Andy Moog held Boston to a league-leading 2.87 goals against average in first place. He's an excellent stand-up goalie who never gives up. The Bruins, Andy Moog. Darren Poopa is very big and quick. He plays the angles well and challenges the shooter. His being a southpaw can also be disorienting. Buffalo's Darren Poopa. Patrick Waugh keeps getting better. This season, he led the league by stopping 91% of the shots he faced. A winning goaltender with a great gloved hand, Montreal's Patrick Waugh.
I used to get to vote on this, and the Vezina Trophy goes to Patrick Waugh.
trouvez pas que c'est une bonne habitude à prendre? Coudon. C'est vrai. Tout ce que j'espère, c'est jamais 203. Blague à part. C'est un bel hommage et j'aimerais remercier les membres du jury pour cette belle marque de reconnaissance. Thanks to the member of the jury. It's a great honor and I must say I really enjoy coming up here. It's really comfortable. I would sure like come to see you next year. Congratulations, Darren and Andy. You had a great season. And to all my teammates for their great support. Bonsoir. Thank you.
Félicitations, Patrick. How about that? A stand-up goaltender who does stand up. We'd like to take a moment now to acknowledge the folks who tabulate the votes for the NHL Awards and those who do the actual voting. Here representing the accounting firm of Pete Marwick Thorne is Joe Massey and the president of the Professional Hockey Writers Association, Scott Morrison. Thank you, gentlemen. For those who follow the travels and travails of NHL coaches, the job must seem like a tightrope walker working without a net and perhaps without a tightrope as well. The job is tough, the pressures are great, but as we all know, a good coach can make a difference to a team. For that reason, the Jack Adams Award was instituted in 1974. Unfortunately, that was a little too late for one of our next presenters because he most certainly would have qualified to be named Coach of the Year during his career. Tommy Ivan followed Jack Adams as coach of the Detroit Red Wings, leading them to 3 Stanley Cups. He was also general manager in Chicago for 23 years. Presenting with Tommy is Bill Innes, president of Esso Petroleum Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a man who has devoted his life to hockey and one of hockey's best corporate friends, Tommy Ivan and Bill Innes.
I got to put the cheaters on, Bill. Bill, on behalf of everyone involved in hockey, thanks to you and everyone at Esso and Imperial Oil for your continued support through the years. Well, as Ken Dryden reminded us all so frequently in this CBS series, Home Game, hockey is more than just a sport in Canada. It's an institution which binds us together. We're proud to be part of it.
Thank you, Tommy. We at Imperial Oil are very proud to be part of that tradition.
Here with us.
This year's Adams nominees share a love of the game and the ability to get the best from their players. Mike Milbury has spent his entire career in the Bruin organization. In his rookie year as Boston's head coach, he led them to first place through hard work and preparation. The Bruins' Mike Milbury. Bob Murdoch led the Jets to a season improvement of 21 points in his first year as their coach. Bob is thoughtful, organized, and a good communicator. Winnipeg's Bob Murdoch. Roger Nilsson believes that hard work leads to success. A renowned student of the game, Roger took over as the Rangers coach this year and led them to first place in the Patrick Division. New York's Roger Nilsson.
The Jack Adams Award goes to... Who's the winner? I didn't get it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bob Murdoch.
20 years ago, Scotty Bowman gave a young defenseman his chance to play his first NHL game. This young defenseman stood behind the net on one of his first shifts. Ken Dryden was the goalie. He said, "Stand there, don't move." Peter Mahavlich circled in from the blue line, skated 200 feet down the ice, deking through 5 forwards, 5 defensemen, scored a goal. At the end of the game, the summary said, "Mahavlich from Murdoch." Tonight reminds me a lot of that game. Barry Shankrow, Mike Smith, Dennis McDonald gave me an opportunity to coach the Winnipeg Jets. Alpo Suhonen, Claire Drake told me to stand behind the net. We had 20 to 23 players that circled in from the blue line, picked up the puck, skated 200 feet, and scored a goal. So this award really is a team award. And I'd just like to thank everybody on the Jets, the owner, manager, especially the players, and myself. I'd like to say thank you, and I'd like to thank the committee for selecting me. Thank you very much.
This season saw the passing of 3 Hall of Fame members, 7-time Norris winner, Montreal legend Doug Harvey, and I was delighted to hear this year that Doug watched the NHL Awards program from his hospital bed last season and enjoyed the program very much. We also lost Leaf owner and lifetime hockey fan Harold Ballard and 10-time All-Star Earl Babe Siebert. Our condolences, of course, to their family and friends. As you all know, the hockey world always seems a little smaller when we lose our heroes. Bobby Hull is one of the great ones. Bobby Hull is great at everything he does. He scored 50 goals 5 times in his career, and he is 5th in all-time goals. He's a breeder of championship cattle, and he has proved to be an excellent, well, not breeder, a producer of quality hockey players as well. Ladies and gentlemen, here to present this year's first-team All-Stars, the Golden Jet, Bobby Hull.
Thank you, Alex, but just before you leave, just come back here a moment, would you please? Before you go, I'd like to share with everyone a little piece of news you received this morning, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Alex Trebek and his lovely wife, Joan, are...
Dean, you had trouble remembering
that was your first...
No, my first wife... My first wife was Elaine. This wife is Jean. For God's sake, on national television, we've got to get her name right. We've got to get her name right.
Brett's mother is out there, too. Or it's Joanne, I think.
Okay.
To get on with it,
yeah.
Alex and Jean are expecting their first child.
Yeah.
From one proud papa to another.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Gives me great pleasure to unveil this year's premier players. In goal for the second time with a 2.53 goals against average, Montreal's Patrick Roy. On defense, a first or second team All-Star every year he's played. From the Boston Bruins, Raymond Bourque. Also on defense, with 90 points and a +20 season, Calgary's Al McInnes. On left wing, with 52 goals, the LA Kings high-flying Luc Robitaille. At center, the leader of the Stanley Cup champions, Edmonton Oilers, Mark Messier. defend that right wing with 72 goals, which is 14 goals and millions of dollars more than I ever saw, my son, Brett Hull. Ladies and gentlemen, your 1989-90 First Team All-Stars. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to work on a loan. Brett, the future is in the cattle business.
Don't believe him, Brett. The All-Stars, ladies and gentlemen, will receive a commemorative medallion. The winner of tonight's other awards, like this trophy, will receive replicas. The actual trophies will remain on display in the Hockey Hall of Fame, which, as you know, is located on the grounds of the CNE. But just a reminder that in May of 1992, the Hall of Fame will be moving into its new home, the historical Bank of Montreal building at Front and Yonge in Toronto. To present the Lady Byng Trophy for Most Gentlemanly Player, we have a lady and a gentleman. Rick Middleton played for 14 seasons. He won the Lady Byng in 1982 and was runner-up the next 2 years. Sonia Smits has one Gemini Award to her credit for her portrayal of Carrie Barr on the hit CBC series Street Legal. Please welcome a Bruin and a barrister, Rick Middleton and Sonia Smits.
Rick, you played most of your career in Boston, so it must have been pretty exciting to see your old team come so close to the Stanley Cup.
It was a great season, but in the end, only a few things stood in their way. Ranford, Tikkanen, Messier, Curry, Lowe.
Let's take a look at this year's nominees. Here with his analysis is future Hall of Famer Larry Robinson.
The Lady Byng nominees are all skilled hockey players, and they help their teams by staying out of the penalty box. Wayne Gretzky epitomizes greatness in hockey. He is difficult to defend against because he's so inventive. I've played against him and now with him, and with him is much better. The great one, Wayne Gretzky. Brett Hull is terrifying to defend against. When Brett gets off a shot, you just hope he misses you. He scored 72 goals by having a quick release and incredible speed and accuracy. St. Louis Blues, Brett Hull. Pat LaFontaine is dangerous because he can get up to full speed in only 2 strides. His speed, strength, and balance allow him to beat you inside or outside. The Islanders' MVP, Pat LaFontaine.
The Lady Byng Memorial Trophy goes to... Get this open.
Not that easy, is it?
Oh, they wrapped it tight. Brett Hull.
It's a great honor for me to be here today. Thank you very much. There's so many people I'd like to thank, but it might take a while, so I'll just skip to that. And the Blues, thank you very much. All my teammates, without them, I'm just another one of them. And my coaches, the management of the Blues, my parents, my family, my girlfriend, Allison, all the sports writers, just thank you very much. It's a great honor.
Great honor for a great year, believe me. Tonight's proceedings, the awards, and the dinner that follows not only celebrate hockey excellence, ladies and gentlemen, they also raise funds for a very worthwhile cause. Here with some good news for all of you is John Ziegler, Jr., President of the National Hockey League, and Gordon Cunningham, President of London Life Insurance Company and National Campaign Chairman for Diabetes Canada. Gentlemen.
Thank you for joining us. Gordon, when you look at these young men and their accomplishments, it's truly a celebration of excellence. And I think like a hockey fan as to their excellence on the ice, but I also have to mention something else. Each one of these young men and their teammates throughout the National Hockey League are excellent citizens. And wherever they are, they give back to the community. And we're very proud of that. And this celebration of excellence, now our 7th year, Gordon, we're very proud that thanks to these people and everybody else that's come before, with this check, it's now over $750,000 for Diabetes Canada. Thank you for letting us help.
John, it's great to be back again this year. As always, certainly on behalf of Diabetes Canada and the more than 1.2 million diabetics in Canada today, I'd like to thank you for the tremendous ongoing support of the NHL and the NHL Players Association. As you say, $750,000, it does make a difference. Thank you very much.
Well, now let's take a look at the wild, wacky, and simply amazing moments from this season in hockey. And to do the honors, a Gemini-nominated sportscaster. With this year's version of the Hebseys, let's welcome Mark Hebscher.
Thank you very much, Alex. And for about 6 years now, we've been on the lookout for those moments in sport that really make you sit up and take notice. You know, the kooky, the crazy, the nutty, wacko, madcap, zany, and incredible moments that just have to be preserved on videotape. Tonight, we've taken about 200 hours of hockey video, edited down to 2 minutes. So fasten your seatbelts. Here are the 1990 Hebsey Awards, and we start with humiliating Hebseys. And John Kordick of the Toronto Maple Leafs seems to break away from Wayne Bonney. He could go all the way. Oh, and a great tackle there by Wayne Bonney. There's Chris Nyland giving John Cohen a seat on the opponent's bench. Likewise, Sean Bird does it to Ivan Corvo. Now, Buffalo's Darren Pupa. Pretty good goalie, but on this play, no, not exactly, Darren. Here's Mike O'Connell with a shot. He scores! Pat Jablonski went the wrong way. And Sylvain Turgeon's stick mysteriously gets poke-checked by the end boards at the Byrne Arena. Home ice disadvantage. Now, best performance by scorer or goalie. Pelly Eklund decides to go behind the back on poor Darren Pupa. But Pupa gets revenge. Pat LaFontaine is robbed in front of the net. Peter Sidorkovitz down, but certainly not out of this play. Dave Christian, his shot is rejected. Theron Fleury, a little guy with great moves. He could make that move in a phone booth, but he takes a licking. Then Stéphane Richer through the 5-hole and a goal. And best actor in a comedic role, Wayne Van Dorp and Lyndon Byers. I'm going to go out for Italian food tonight. No, I like Chinese. No Italian. No Chinese. All right. I wonder if they went out for anything. After scoring a goal, the St. Louis fans show their approval by throwing plastic coffee mugs all over the ice. I've heard of a hat trick before. This is going a little bit far. And who's that yelling "Go Leafs Go" at the Chicago Stadium? It is Tom Hanks, a big Leaf fan wearing that old Maple Leaf style cap. Speaking of a guy who needs a cap, a hard hat for this guy. That's Claude Scott, fan extraordinaire. I hope the plexiglass is okay in St. Louis. Hebsey's hardest hits. Randy Moeller on Mike Foligno. Boom. Don Sweeney hit by Brian Skrudland. Boom. That's Peter Preisler. First punch he's ever thrown in his life. And he connects on Kelly Buckberger. A little bit later on, it's Gino Cavallini saying hello to Mr. Fedosov. Ouch. Here's Dave Gagne given a rough ride by Kevin Hatcher. Here's Lou Francischetti wiping out Lindy Ruff. And is that a fly on your shoulder? Yeah, it's okay. I'll get it, no problem. Finally, best actor in a dramatic role, Denny Savard for the movie Smelling Salts Are User-Friendly. Whoa! That'll make your hair stand on end. Jacques Demers for the coach who needed contact lenses or a shorter nose or could cuss in 2 languages. Boy, am I mad. Boy, am I mad. In another language, I'll tell you, I'm really... Yeah, I go to... Okay. Michelle Bergeron, zebras are my friends. Oh, I'd like to get you on the other side of the venture. I'll kill you. But our winner is, for a mad, mad, mad world, Buffalo's Rick Dudley, who goes absolutely crazy and does his best Count Floyd impersonation, too. I couldn't have done it without the players. My thanks to all the players and coaches, and for those of you, start practicing those pratfalls again, and the fans around the league start trolling for weird wardrobe, because we could see you next year on the 1991 Hebsey Awards. Thanks very much.
Makarov, Modano, Roenick. We'll be right back with the winner of the Calder Memorial Trophy.
Welcome back. We're only 38 and a half minutes into our show, and already Bill Waters has been interviewed for 3 general manager positions. No job security problem for our next award winner. The award goes to the Rookie of the Year. Let's meet the Calder presenters. Derek Sanderson kicked off his 13-year playing career by winning the Calder Trophy. He is currently color commentator for the Boston Bruin games. Terry Austin is best known for her role as the promiscuous Jill Bennett on television's Knots Landing. Please welcome Derek Sanderson and Terry Austin.
Promiscuous. My mother watches the show. First of all, on behalf of hockey fans everywhere, I'd like to say a welcome back to Derek Sanderson.
Oh, trust me.
Trust me, I am very happy to be here.
And to introduce the nominees for the Calder Trophy, here is Winnipeg Jet superstar Dale Hawerchuk.
All of this year's Calder nominees can bring an arena crowd to its feet. Sergei Makarov, he has excellent lateral movement and a great scoring touch. An unselfish athlete who enjoys setting up his teammates, the Flames, Sergei Makarov. Mike Modano handles the puck well. He finished second in the rookie scoring race with 75 points. The quarterback for the North Stars power play, Mike Modano. Jeremy Roenick is very exciting when he gets the puck. His unorthodox skating style makes him unpredictable. He is a physical player who makes things happen. The Blackhawks, Jeremy Roenick.
And the Rookie of the Year, Sergei Makarov.
Alex, you translate me, please?
Translate?
Yeah, you.
This is really a job for Pavel Polivchenko, Mr. Gorbachev's translator. Go ahead.
Thanks. I'm sorry for my English. I thank the NHL and hockey writers for this honor. My congratulations to the other nominees. I would like to thank the Calgary Flames for giving me a chance to play the best league. Thank you very much.
He says спасибо и очень хорошо. Until 1982, as most hockey fans know, the Vezina Trophy went to the netminders with the lowest goals against average over the season. Well, since that time, the Vezina has been presented based on a vote by the general managers. The goalers who have the best defensive record now earn the William M. Jennings Trophy. And here to present that award and the Art Ross Trophy to the league's top point scorer are 2 past recipients. Bob Sauvé shared the Jennings with Buffalo teammate Tom Barrasso in 1985. He is now color commentator for Radio-Canada. Stan Mikita won the Art Ross Trophy 4 times and currently stands 4th in all-time assists and 5th in points scored. Here they are, Bob Sauvé and Stan Mikita.
Ben, it's an honor for me to be out here with you.
Well, thank you, Robert, very much. But Sergei forgot to say one thing. He forgot to say Dziękuję, Dzień dobry, and Dzień Atri. Anyway, Bob, the feeling is mutual with me. It's nice to be out here with you. But let's get on to the presentations for this year's Jennings winners. Why don't you do the honors for us?
This year's winners led the Boston Bruins to first place in the league. Andy Moog played in 46 games this season, posting a 2.89 goal against average. He was the goalie of record for 24 wins, 10 losses, and 7 ties. His save percentage was better than 89%. Régent Lemelin had a nearly identical year, 43 games played, 22 wins, 15 losses, and 2 ties. His goal against average was 2.81, and his save percentage also better than 89%.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the 89-90 William M. Jennings Trophy from the Boston Bruins, Andy Moog and Régent Lemelin.
Thank you. You know, a lot of people ask us if we're the oldest goaltending duo in the league. And Cam Neely calls Andy Daddy, and he calls me, you guessed it, Grandpa, so you figure it out. I just want to thank those guys for a great season and a lot of help in winning this trophy. It means a lot to us. And I just want to thank also the organization. And my wife, she's got a part of this. And maman, papa à Québec, merci beaucoup. Vous m'avez supporté énormément au cours de ma carrière et puis vous en méritez une partie. Merci.
I'd just like to elaborate on Reggie's comments. I'd like to thank the Boston Bruins players back in Boston. They're a tremendous team, and they play with their heart and soul, and sometimes they sacrifice so much that we get a little bit angry at them, but they're there when it counts, and we love them all. I'd like to thank my wife and my family as well. Thank you very much.
This year's leading scorer is also the greatest point scorer of all time. Wayne Gretzky scored his 1,851st point on October 15th, moving him past his idol Gordie Howe into first place in career points scored. Never lacking in flair or timing, he scored the goal against his former teammates, the Edmonton Oilers. He then scored another goal in overtime to win the game. Wayne scored 40 goals and 102 assists this year to earn the Art Ross Trophy for the 8th time. He is truly the great one. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wayne Gretzky.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the nominees. It really is a tremendous game. It really is a great honor to be even nominated and have an opportunity to be up here. It makes all those years of dedication and hard work really worthwhile. I'd like to thank my teammates. This is definitely one award that you have to have everyone involved with. I'd like to thank the Kings organization, my coaching staff, the trainers, of course, Mr. McNall, my family, my friends, and of course, my wife, Janet. Thank you very much.
This is turning into a great evening of recognition for our wives, isn't it? In 1968... The Professional Hockey Writers Association presented the league with a new trophy honoring perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. And tonight, for the very first time, we are making that presentation on the air.
The trophy was named for Bill Masterton, a Minnesota North Star who met an untimely death on January 15th of that year. Bill had been a star in NCAA hockey, the Eastern Professional League, and on the U.S. national hockey team. He died in his first NHL season. Representing the Masterton family tonight is his daughter, Sally Folkestad.
Thank you, Alex. Among the past winners of the Bill Masterton Trophy are Tim Kerr, Doug Jarvis, Brad Park, and Lanny McDonald. This year's winner is Gord Kluzak of the Boston Bruins. Gord Kluzak was the first player selected in the 1982 draft. He joined the Bruins at 18 and played in 70 regular season and 17 playoff games in his rookie season. Since that time, however, his career has been plagued by recurring knee injuries. In his 8 seasons with Boston, he has missed 2 complete seasons and major portions of 2 others. Still, he is aiming to be back on the ice next season, despite having undergone his 11th knee operation. Truly, perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication describe this year's Bill Masterton Trophy, Gord Kluzak.
Thank you very much, Sally. It is truly an honor for me. I don't really know quite how to feel. It's very humbling to have been nominated with players the likes of Kevin Lowe and Rod Langway. I guess you were 10 or 11 knee operations short of winning it, I'm not sure. But I know that hockey has given me very much, and if I never play again, I'll have taken with me for the rest of my life something very special. But I know, I have a feeling, and I think my knee's telling me that I'm not done yet. And I have to thank the organization, the Hockey Writers Association, and especially my family back home. I know they're watching in Climax, Saskatchewan. Thank you very much.
Stay tuned as the NHL Awards continues with the Hockey Night News. And across the rink, it's time for Hockey Night News. Your anchors this evening, Mark Hebsey and Alex Trebek.
It was quite a year for Wayne Gretzky. Number 99 set an all-time points record. Here we see him with a puck, bearing the number of points he's accumulated. And next to him, the great Gordie Howe, holding a puck, bearing the year of his birth.
Following Wayne's record-breaking night, Gordie Howe announced that he might consider playing in another NHL game so he could become the only player to have played in 6 decades. You'll remember, of course, that Mr. Howe lost 3 career years to military service when he went overseas in World War I.
You will also remember that he lost 1.5 years of his military service for elbowing.
Don Cherry announced that, contrary to popular belief, he's more than just a tough guy. Cherry says he's really a musical kind of guy, and to prove his point, he's releasing a new video entitled Rock'em Sock'em Lambada.
There was a spring house cleaning at Maple Leaf Gardens recently. Among those let go was longtime Leaf trainer Guy Kinnear, who it turns out is actually a marine mechanic by trade. There is no truth to the rumor, however, that he had been performing knee surgeries with an Evinrude.
And this just in from Stats Canada. Unemployment figures for the month of May. Newfoundland, 13% unemployed. Ontario, 6%. Hockey front offices, 73%.
The Kevin Sports Toys Company has announced the sale of the Wayne Gretzky Overtime Hockey Game, which comes complete with a referee and its own Zamboni. Not to be outdone, Toronto Maple Leaf John Kordick will release a similar game once the kinks have been worked out. It seems the players keep disappearing.
following this year's Oilers Stanley Cup, owner Peter Pocklington heaped praise on Mark Messier. Pocklington was quoted as saying, "Mark did for this team what Gretzky used to do. And with that in mind, I'm going to sell him."
The answer is Andrew Dice Clay, An Angry Coach's Vocabulary, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The correct question is, what might you find coming out of a sewer?
And this just in, the final penalty from the February 28th Kings-Oilers game has just expired.
And we have the results of another fan poll. Asked to name their favorite Canadian, this is how our viewers voted. Patrick Roy, 60%, Guy Carbonneau, 35%, and Brian Mulroney, 5%. When asked to comment, the Prime Minister said, "All things considered, those aren't bad numbers."
From our How Much Can One Man Deliver file comes this. In a somewhat embellished presentation to the IOC, Toronto Olympic boss Paul Henderson promised that Toronto would soon have an NBA franchise, a new 21,000-seat arena, a new tennis dome, and a new stadium at the CNE. But apparently Paul left some of his notes on the plane. He also wanted to mention 5 maids a milking and a partridge in a pear tree.
Fans at a Toronto Blue Jays game were treated to an unexpected sight recently when a scantily clad couple were caught in the throes of amour in their Sky Dome hotel room overlooking the field. But as one Jays official put it, it certainly gives a whole new meaning to Fan Appreciation Day. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for Hockey Night News. Thank you all very much.
Good night.
Now let's meet the presenters of the Selkey Trophy. Craig Ramsey won the Selkey in 1985. He holds the Buffalo Sabres record, having played in 776 consecutive games over 10 of his 14 seasons. Mary Fran will be seen this summer in a feature film suspense thriller called Fatal Charm, but she is best known as Joanna Loudon on the hit television series Newhart. Please welcome 2 valuable members on any team, the hard-working Craig Ramsey and the beautiful and talented Mary Fran.
Mary, it's a pleasure to meet you. I've always been a big fan of the Newhart show, and you were great in it.
Oh, thank you very much, Craig. You know, what you might not know is that my father was a sports writer in St. Louis, where I grew up, and I grew up following and loving the sport of hockey, and I am, in fact, thrilled to be here. I'm honored, in fact, to be presenting this particular award with you as a former winner.
Thank you. Well, let's take a look at this year's nominees.
Okay. To introduce them, this year's leading goal scorer from my hometown team, Brett Hull.
This year's Selkey nominees all have different styles, but each is capable of putting their opponents off their game. Guy Carbonneau is a great penalty killer. He's also unpredictable. 1 second he's sliding to block a shot, and the next he's leading the offensive rush. Montreal's Guy Carbonneau. Rick Mahar is our team leader on and off the ice. He's a great skater and a solid checker. Opponents are always aware that Rick's nearby. The Blues, Rick Mahar. Issa Tikkanen frustrates you into taking foolish penalties and making mistakes. He's strong and the most persistent checker in the league. The Oilers, Issa Tikkanen.
And the Frank J. Selkey Trophy goes to... Knew that would happen. Rick Mahar.
Thank you very much. It's a tremendous honor for me tonight to accept this Guy Carbonneau, the Selkey Award tonight. But, you know, to be a good defensive...
Welcome back to the NHL Awards from the Metro Toronto Convention Center. You know, it's true that good defense wins the big games. This year's Norris nominees represent the Bruins, the Flames, and the Blackhawks.
3 division-winning teams this season. Our presenters are themselves experts at blue line proficiency. Harry Howell is a member of the Hockey Hall of Fame. In 1967, he won the Norris Trophy and was a first-team All-Star as well. Geraldine Heaney scored the winning goal that brought home gold for Canada in the very first Women's World Hockey Championship. So please welcome 2 very fine defense people, Harry Howell and Geraldine Heaney.
Geraldine, congratulations on an exciting tournament and a well-deserved gold medal.
Thanks, Harry. Maybe someday a woman will get to play in the NHL and win the Norris Trophy.
How do you feel about San Jose?
That suits me fine.
Okay. Let's meet this year's Norris nominees. Here with his analysis is a veteran who has been an inspiration wherever he's played, the Maple Leafs' Rod Ramage.
This year's Norris nominees are all dangerous offensive weapons for their teams. Ray Bourque has been an all-star every year he's played. Some games it seems as if he is beating you single-handedly. When you play against Ray, you just hope he has an off night. The Bruins, Ray Bourque. Al McGinnis brings the spirit of the Maritimes to the Flames. He's quiet, but he possesses a lot of character. Every year he becomes a more complete player. Calgary's cannon from the blue line, Al McGinnis. Doug Wilson won the Norris Trophy in 1982. He exudes confidence, and he has one of the league's hardest shots. Chicago's master blaster, Doug Wilson.
And the Norris Trophy winner is Raymond Bourque.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor winning this award, and I'd like to congratulate Al and Doug on a great season. I'd like to thank the Writers Association for all their votes, and my teammates. Without them, things are a lot tougher out there, and I'd like to thank them and our coaching staff. And I'd like to thank my wife, Chris, and my little boy, Christopher, and Melissa, that have been great supporters of me all year and through my whole career. Thank you very much.
The King Clancy Memorial Trophy is awarded to the player who best exemplifies leadership qualities, both on and off the ice, and who has made significant humanitarian contributions in his community. To announce this year's recipient, here is last year's winner. From the New York Islanders, Brian Trottier.
This year's Clancy winner is one of the nicest and most generous people I know in the sport of hockey. Generous with his time, his heart, and his energy. Kevin Lowe scored the first Oiler goal in team history and has been a team leader ever since. He is the honorary chairman of the city's Christmas Bureau. He is heavily involved in the RCMP's child abuse program, Shining Lights. For 5 years, he has hosted his own golf tournament for charity. He works on behalf of reading and literacy programs, and he has found time to be the leader in Oiler games played and stands second in scoring by an Oiler defenseman. Please welcome a man with a heart of gold, 5 Stanley Cup rings, and this year's King Clancy Trophy, Edmonton's Kevin Lowe.
Thank you. I started off thinking about the importance of this trophy, and I think if anything, professional athletes need to know that there's a responsibility to be role models to young people. I think this an acknowledgement of this type makes me much more aware of that fact, and I certainly won't let the NHL down in terms of being a role model. I'm just honored to be up here, as Wayne said, to be a part of the National Hockey League, and I've been very fortunate throughout my career to play with great people and a great organization. Won a lot of Stanley Cups, and that's a prized possession, and this certainly is a nice accomplishment too, but My biggest accomplishment will happen in 10 days when I get married, and my future wife, Karen, and I will share this together. Thank you.
Stay with us for the winner of the Hart Trophy. Next. NHL Awards brought to you by Molson Canadian. What beer's all about. Coca-Cola Classic. Can't beat the real thing. Esso and Imperial Oil. You're on your way with Esso. Chrysler Canada. Changing the landscape. By the people who also brought you Freedom 55, London Light, Air Canada, the airline that goes above and beyond, and by the revolutionary Gillette sensor. Gillette, the best a man can get.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the big one, the Hart Trophy, presented to the player judged by the hockey writers to be the most valuable to his team. The all-time leaders in Hart victories are Wayne Gretzky, of course, who has won it 9 times, Bobby Clarke and Bobby Orr, who each won 3 times. One of our presenters coming up now is a 2-time winner. Phil Esposito received the Hart in 1969 and 1974. He finished his career with 717 goals, which is 3rd best all time. Alan Thicke has become a household name, portraying Dr. Jason Seaver on the hit situation comedy Growing Pains. Please welcome a man with an eye for the net and a man with a nose for a hit, and you figure out which is which. Phil Esposito and Alan Thicke.
Well, I think I speak for most people here when I say it's been kind of a strange year to not see more of Phil Esposito in the game of hockey.
Well,
right?
thank you. Thank you very much, Alan. Appreciate that.
I mean, you know, we've all been to the rink. We didn't see you in the front office.
Yeah, okay.
You're not behind the bench. You're not
okay,
on the ice.
okay, Alan. Okay.
We're going, Phil, where
okay,
are you,
I
Phil?
get the point.
Tony, we saw. There's
I get
no
the
Phil.
point,
He's
Alan. I get the
gone.
point.
Not in the concession stand, nowhere.
How's Thick of the Night doing?
Hurry back to the game, will you, Phil? Yeah. No, Phil will be back pretty soon. You'll be old enough to play for the Kings. I think we're going to see you. You're going to be there.
Is McNaught laughing?
He doesn't care. He's got Swiss money in American banks. He doesn't care what we say up here. It's been a wonderful year in hockey, and our nominees for the Hart, of course, well-deserved, and you have the introduction.
Okay, here is his looks at this year's Hart candidates. Is 2-time All-Star and former Hart nominee Mike Liut.
3 franchise players are in the running for this year's Hart Trophy. Ray Bourque led the Bruins first place this season. While playing 30 to 40 minutes a game, he does whatever is needed to win. Boston's complete player, Ray Bourque. Brett Hall's offensive skills provide a great balance to his team's defensive strategy. An exciting player with great moves and an explosive shot, St. Louis's dangerous star, Brett Hall. Mark Messier has assumed the responsibility for his team's success. His intensity and leadership by example has paved the way for the resurgent Oilers. Edmonton's superstar, Mark Messier.
And the winner of the Hart Memorial Trophy is Mark Messier.
Whew. So many things to say. So many people to thank. It's been quite, in the last 11 years, it's been quite and tremendous opportunity for me in a lot of ways. For the fact that I've been able to play with not only an organization, but with such great people for that Oh, this is wild, man. But I really feel that, you know, starting with the organization and our coaching staff, John and Teddy, over the last 8 years, who I think in my mind have not only made myself a much more complete hockey player than I ever dreamt about being, but also the rest of the team and the guys that have been in our organization. In my mind, two of the smartest hockey people around. To Glenn Sather, who's, in my mind again, who has pioneered the change of hockey over the last 10 years, has broken probably every rule there has been broken, but has been successful doing it. And the fact that he had the insight to bring, and I suppose there's always a little luck, but a lot of things to bring a team together that young, and so many things had to change as far as tradition was concerned, but he had the insight to be able to do that and keep us all together. And my teammates, someone a little while back asked me, you know, what this award meant to me, and I said that, you know, it'd be a great reflection on the type of year we had if I was to go on and win this trophy, and here we are, and it has been that kind of year. To Wayne Gretzky, big part of my life, and to my family.
Fine young man. Fine young man who is very deserving of that award. And as you heard, he thanked everyone else. And that's a nice sign. I thought you might be interested in knowing that the voting for tonight's awards, ladies and gentlemen, was the closest ever. The difference between first and second place for the Hart Trophy was just 2 points. In the Selkey and the Adams, 5 points, which further demonstrates that we have achieved a great deal of parity within the National Hockey League. Well, that does it for another year. Congratulations, of course, to all of tonight's nominees and to the winners. Congratulations as well to Canada's winning junior team and our winning women's team. It's been a great year for hockey, not only here in Canada, but all around the world. As you heard a little while ago, two of our most popular athletes are going to be getting married very soon, and so to Kevin Lowe and to Karen Percy, our best wishes. And thanks to all of you for watching. Hope to see you again right here or at the rink. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Selkey is the official car rental company of the National Hockey League and pleased to be the exclusive supplier of the quality vehicles to the cast and crew of the NHL Awards. Air One is pleased to be the exclusive supplier of private air transportation to the 1990 NHL Awards. Air One provides quality service to destinations throughout North America.